Welcome to Thelina. Today, we are setting an intention together for one of the turning points in your life. Perhaps a door will open, or maybe a seed will quietly begin to sprout. Today, we whisper our intention for spiritual and physical healing into those seeds. There comes a moment when the world grows silent and the soul begins to whisper. Healing starts not by searching elsewhere, but by gently turning inward. Every breath becomes a bridge, every heartbeat a reminder that we are more than our pain. This journey is a return to softness, to presence, to ourselves. 1. The quiet return to yourself. There are moments in life when the soul becomes heavy. Not because of one particular wound, but because of the soft accumulation of years, small disappointments, unspoken sadness, promises made to ourselves and forgotten. Physical healing often begins with something visible, a cut, a scar, a pain in the muscles. Yet spiritual healing begins in silence, like a faint breeze that touches the skin and whispers, "Come home." The body is not separate from the soul. They are two rivers flowing in parallel, sometimes meeting, sometimes running apart, but always longing for the sea. When we ignore our inner tides, the body remembers. It remembers through tension, illness, fatigue. And yet, the most miraculous truth is this: the body does not hold on to suffering with vengeance. It waits, patiently, tenderly, for our return. Healing is not loud. Healing is not dramatic. Healing often comes in the simple act of breathing with awareness. The body listens. There is a sensation that arrives when we place our hand gently over our heart. We might not be used to this. We live in a culture that teaches us to push through pain, to endure without tenderness. But the body is a garden, not a battlefield. It blooms in softness. Place your palm on your chest. Feel your heartbeat. You are alive. The body has carried you through storms you have already forgotten. It has healed wounds you never praised it for. It has protected you, even when you were angry at it. Sometimes the body aches not to punish you, but to speak. Where does it hurt? Asks the soul. Here, whispers the body. When the two meet, healing begins. The slow unfolding. There is no urgency in true healing. Flowers do not burst open, they unfold. Rivers do not rush, they flow. In the same way, the soul opens in its own time. You do not need to force anything. Sit by a window. Let sunlight rest on your skin. Watch how the dust dances in the light, tiny golden particles moving with invisible intention. This is how energy moves in us. Quietly, patiently. The body's wisdom is older than language. It knows how to mend itself. We simply have to create space. Rest is medicine. Water is medicine. Touch is medicine. Love is medicine. And sometimes, tears are medicine too. Returning to the breath. There is a sacred rhythm between the inhale and exhale. The heart knows this rhythm even when the mind forgets. When we bring our attention to the breath, the body relaxes. Muscles loosen. Thoughts become gentle. The nervous system sighs. Sit comfortably. Inhale slowly. Exhale slower. With each breath, imagine you are gathering pieces of yourself from the past, from old stories, from memories that no longer belong to you. Those fragments return to your heart. They settle. You are becoming whole again. The heart remembers. Healing is not a future event, it is a remembering. There are places on your body that still remember the hands of light. Your skin has been touched by kindness, by love, by moonlight and warm wind. Even if life felt harsh, there were moments of grace. Close your eyes and remember one. A single moment. It might be small, a smile from a stranger, laughter in the kitchen, a quiet morning when you woke up and felt at peace. That moment still lives inside you. It has not disappeared. It waits in your heart like a seed waiting for rain. The body's forgiveness. We often blame our bodies for being tired, for being weak, for not looking the way we want. But the body has never blamed us. It has never held grudges. It only waits for nourishment, for movement, for touch, for rest. Its language is simple. When you stretch in the morning, the body says, "Thank you." When you drink water, it says, "I needed that." When you sleep early, it whispers, "Bless you." Every act of self-care becomes an offering. Healing is not a selfish act, it is a sacred responsibility. Your body carries your story. Your soul writes the chapters. The two belong together. The gentle return. To heal is to return, not to who you were, but to who you have always been beneath the noise. The soul is not broken. It is only tired. The body is not flawed. It is only asking to be loved. Stand barefoot on the earth. Feel the ground. The planet holds you. Gravity is not a force that pulls you down, it is a promise that you belong here. Listen to the wind. It carries messages. Rest, breathe, forgive, continue. Healing is not a destination. It is a path we walk every day. Some days we walk slowly. Some days we stop. But we do not turn back. Closing. One day, without noticing, you will wake up and feel light. The heaviness will have dissolved. Your heartbeat will sound like a drum calling you forward. You will stand in front of the mirror and recognize yourself again. You will touch your body with tenderness. You will speak to your soul with love. And you will whisper, "I have returned. I am home." 2. The tender art of healing in love. Love is not simply an emotion. It is a landscape we walk through with bare feet, discovering flowers and thorns alike. When we speak of healing, we often imagine solitude, quiet rooms, incense, meditation, the long inward journey. Yet love, true love, is also a doorway into wholeness. It is the mirror that shows us our most fragile places, our secret fears, our unspoken dreams. Healing through love is not about someone fixing us. It is about being seen, completely, and softening in that light. The gentle exposure. To love is to become vulnerable. To open the chest. To show the trembling, imperfect heart. There is a kind of bravery here, not loud or heroic, but tender. It takes courage to say, "Here I am. With all my scars. Do you still want to hold me?" When someone answers yes, with their eyes, their hands, their quiet attention, something inside us begins to melt. We realize that the most fragile parts of us are not burdens. They are bridges. Healing begins when we stop hiding. The soul longs to be touched with honesty. Not flattery, not performance, but truth. There are nights when two people sit together in silence, not knowing what to say, yet feeling everything. Their breathing synchronizes. The heart finds rest. In that space, healing is already happening. No ritual is needed, only presence. The body is a temple. When love enters gently, the body responds. Muscles soften, shoulders drop. The jaw releases its long-held tension. The entire nervous system exhales. We often forget how much of our pain is stored in the body, how much we carry, old heartbreaks, childhood fears, disappointments, uncried tears. A warm embrace can be medicine. Skin remembers kindness. Fingers that touch us with reverence awaken forgotten energy. The invisible threads. There are invisible threads that connect two people. We cannot see them, but we can feel them. Sometimes the connection is immediate, like two souls recognizing each other from another lifetime. Sometimes it grows slowly, like vines wrapping around a tree. Love is not always quiet. Sometimes it is messy, uncertain, surprising. But it carries a profound invitation: be real. Be here. Be seen. Healing does not require perfection. It requires honesty. When someone listens to our story without judgment, when they touch our hand while we tremble, when they look at us with softness, something ancient inside us begins to breathe. The heart whispers, "I am not alone." And that is a powerful medicine. The slow trust. Trust is not given. It is grown, watered, protected. We learn to trust when someone stays. Not when they are flawless, but when they are present. They do not run when we cry. They do not disappear when we get confused. They remain, even through the storms. Stay is one of the most healing words in the world. Not cling, not control, just stay. The soul needs time to bloom in safety. It unfolds like fabric released from years of tight knots. Slowly, the colors return. Healing through love is not dramatic. It is made of small gestures: a warm tea placed in our hands without asking, a text that says "I'm thinking of you," a kiss on the forehead, a shared silence. These are not small things. These are sacred offerings. The courage to be seen. We often hide behind strength. We are taught to be resilient, to endure, to push forward. Yet love asks something different: show me your softness. The moment we reveal our vulnerability, we fear rejection. But love that heals does not reject. It embraces, not because we are perfect, but because we are human. The sacred wounds. There are wounds we carry like talismans. Heartbreak that never fully healed. Promises that were broken. Abandonments we could not understand. These are not failures. They are part of our story. Love does not erase our wounds. It illuminates them. It touches them gently, saying, "You are allowed to feel this." We do not need to pretend. We do not need to hide the cracks in our armor. As the Japanese art of kintsugi teaches, broken parts can be mended with gold. The cracks become the most beautiful lines. Our wounds become our wisdom. Our tenderness becomes strength. Two souls resting. There are nights when two souls rest together without words. Bodies relaxed. Hearts at peace. No drama, no intensity, just presence. Healing is quiet in these moments. It is the way their breathing matches. The way sleep becomes deeper. The way dreams become softer. This is love's profound gift. The nervous system finds safety. The body learns it does not have to be alert. The soul learns it does not have to defend. In that rest, energy returns. Creativity returns. Desire returns. Life returns. Closing. Healing through love is not a fairy tale. It is not always easy. It is not always simple. But it is real. It is made of presence, tenderness, patience, vulnerability. One day, when someone touches your face with reverence, when they listen to your heart like a sacred text, when they stay through the silence, you will feel something inside you shift. You will realize, you are worthy of love. You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of being seen. And you will whisper, "Thank you for staying. Thank you for seeing me. I am healing." 3. The earth remembers you. There are places in the world where healing happens without effort. A quiet forest. A shoreline where the sea breathes in and out. A field of tall grass moving like a soft chorus in the wind. Nature does not teach with words, it teaches through presence. And yet, when we walk among trees, when we stand beside water, something inside us understands. The earth remembers us. Some people think healing is complicated, reserved for those who meditate deeply or read ancient books. But sometimes healing is as simple as stepping outside and letting sunlight touch your skin. Nature is not distant, it is intimate. It is the body of the world, embracing our own bodies. When I am among the trees, wrote a poet long ago, I rest in the grace of the world, and am free. The forest heartbeat. Trees have a different kind of time. They do not hurry. They do not measure life in days or deadlines. Their roots speak in centuries. When we enter the forest, our breath changes. We begin to match their rhythm. The air is different under a canopy of leaves. Richer, softer, almost musical. Science tells us about oxygen and phytochemicals, but the soul feels something deeper, a memory. We once lived close to trees. We built homes from their branches, fires from their trunks. We prayed beneath them. The first temples were forests. When we lean against a tree, we are not simply resting. We are remembering. Close your eyes. Press your back against the bark. Feel the ancient pulse under your spine. There is wisdom here, not in words, but in silence. Trees do not speak, yet they say everything. The language of water. Water heals in motion. Rivers, streams, rain, they all carry stories. We do not need to understand them. We only need to listen. Near water, thoughts become clearer. The heart softens. Tears come easily, and that is not weakness. It is cleansing. Let the tears fall, whispers the river. You are not breaking. You are releasing. Water teaches us how to let go. Watch a river. It does not cling to stones. It moves. It flows. It accepts every curve, every obstacle, shaping itself without resistance. This is healing, not force, but surrender. When we stand at the edge of the sea, something ancient stirs. The horizon is infinite. Waves come and go, a timeless rhythm. Inhale with the wave, exhale with the retreat. Suddenly, breathing becomes easier. The body remembers softness. The soul remembers freedom. The sea touches our feet and we feel blessed. The moon is a companion. There is a certain kind of loneliness the moon understands. When night falls, and the world grows quiet, the moon rises like a gentle guardian. It does not judge. It simply shines. Some nights, it is full, radiant, silver, overflowing with light. Other nights, it is a thin crescent, fragile and shy. And yet, both are beautiful. The moon teaches us that we do not need to be whole to be luminous. Even the moon is not perfect, said an old astronomer, and yet it lights the whole sea. When life feels heavy, walk outside and find the moon. Stand beneath it. Breathe. You will feel less alone. The moon belongs to everyone, to lovers, to wanderers, to mourners, to dreamers. It has watched humanity through centuries. It knows our sorrows. It knows our joy. There is comfort in that ancient light. The body in nature. Our bodies change outdoors. Shoulders soften. Faces relax. The spine straightens. We are not designed for walls and screens and hurry. We are designed for movement, sunlight, wind. When we walk barefoot on the earth, something profound happens. Energy rises from the ground into our body. We call it grounding, but it is also remembering. The earth is our original home. It welcomes us without question. Lie down on grass. Listen to the insects, the rustle of leaves, the heartbeat of the land. Feel how the ground holds you. There is no judgment here. You do not need to be strong. You do not need to pretend. You are safe. The sacred quiet. Nature is generous with silence. Not empty silence, but fertile silence, a stillness full of life. In that quiet, we meet ourselves. Thoughts slow, the mind becomes clear, the heart speaks. Healing is deep listening. Sit beside a river, lean against a rock, watch clouds drift, give time a different shape. There is no rush. Flowers open when they are ready. So do we. The return to wholeness. Nature does not ask us who we are. It does not care about our mistakes, our past, our failures. The forest does not judge the trees that broke in storms. The sea does not blame the waves that crash. Everything is allowed to be exactly as it is. And in that acceptance, we heal. We realize we do not need to be perfect to be worthy. We do not need to explain our sadness. We only need to feel it, and let it move through us, like wind through branches. When we walk back home after time in nature, something has changed. We are quieter, softer, stronger. The world feels less heavy. Our breath feels deeper. The heart feels hopeful again. Closing. There is healing in leaves, in water, in moonlight. The earth is older than our pain. It has seen storms far greater than ours. And yet, it remains beautiful. One day, you will sit under a tree, or stand by the shore, or gaze at the moon, and you will feel it. You belong. You are part of this vast, breathing world. You are not separate. You have never been separate. And the earth will whisper, rest here. I remember you. You are home. Or, when the heart learns to breathe again. Heartbreak is not a single moment. It is a season. It arrives like winter, slowly, quietly, then suddenly everything is cold. The body remembers the warmth of what once was. The soul holds fragments of conversations, the echo of laughter, the rhythm of footsteps that no longer walk beside us. The first night. The first night after a loss is the darkest. The bed feels too big. The air feels heavy. The body is restless. Memories arrive like ghosts, soft and cruel at the same time. We try to sleep, but the heart keeps searching for a familiar presence that is no longer there. Tears come without warning. They are not weakness. They are truth. There is a particular kind of pain where the soul feels bruised. Not broken, just tender. Like skin after a burn, every thought stings. Yet even in that rawness, healing begins. The body knows how to protect us. We curl up. We hold ourselves. We breathe. The heart does not collapse. It contracts. It prepares for renewal. The empty space. Loss is not only about absence. It creates space. Space we did not want, space that scares us. Empty rooms, empty hours, empty hands. We often try to fill it quickly, work, noise, company, distraction. But emptiness has a purpose. In emptiness, the heart hears itself. Sit with the silence. It will not destroy you. It will teach you. There is wisdom in a quiet room. There is strength in being alone. The soul needs time to gather its feathers again. Do not rush to replace what was lost, says the gentle voice inside. Let the emptiness breathe, the unseen healing. Heartbreak is visible in the eyes, the shoulders, the way we move. But healing is invisible at first. It happens beneath the surface, like roots growing in darkness. One morning, without realizing, you will wake up and the pain will be softer. Not gone, but lighter. Perhaps you will laugh at something small, a bird tapping on the window, a funny message, a memory that suddenly feels warm instead of sharp. That is healing. Healing is not an event. It is 1,000 small shifts. We do not notice them day by day, but looking back, we realize, I am not where I was. The gift of letting go. We are taught to hold on, to fight, to resist loss, but sometimes love asks us to release. not because it was false, but because it had completed its work in our life. People come to us for reasons we rarely understand in the moment. Some teach us joy, some teach us sorrow, some open us, some close us, all leave something behind. Letting go is not forgetting. It is honoring. We thank the memories. We thank ourselves for loving. We place the past gently in our hands and say, "You were real. You mattered. But I release you now." There is freedom in that. The body remembers love. Even after heartbreak, the body remembers love. Not only the pain, but the tenderness, the warm hands, the shared breath, the laughter that reached the eyes. The heart is not a graveyard. It is a garden. It blooms again. Touch is not a betrayal of the past. Joy is not disrespect. Healing is not forgetting. When someone new enters our life with kindness, the heart hesitates. It is cautious. It has learned that love can wound. But slowly, like a door opening, it lets light in. The body softens. Trust returns, not suddenly, but gradually. "I am afraid to love again," whispered the heart. "Then love gently," replied the soul. The truth of pain. Pain is not our enemy. Pain is a messenger. It tells us where love lived. It tells us where we were alive. Pain reminds us that something mattered. The goal is not to eliminate pain. The goal is to move through it. Feel it. Honor it. Let it speak. And then let it rest. There is beauty in scars. They are evidence of survival. They are proof that we have felt deeply. We do not need to pretend we are unaffected. We do not need to be strong all the time. Strength is not the absence of tears. Strength is the ability to keep opening. The new season. Heartbreak changes us. We become softer in some places and stronger in others. We learn to see differently. We value silence, honesty, presence. We no longer settle for half-heartedness. We recognize our worth. One morning, spring arrives. First in small signs. Sunlight feels warm again. Laughter feels natural. The body feels light. You will notice it when you walk. Your steps will be easier. Your breath deeper. Life will return to your limbs. Colors will be brighter. Music will move you again. And the thought will come. I survived. Not only survived, transformed. Closing. Heartbreak is not a punishment. It is initiation. It is the fire through which the heart becomes tender and wise. In time, we thank the winter. One evening, perhaps alone by a window or walking under the moon, the heart will whisper, "Thank you for leaving space in me. I have built gardens there." And you will smile. Quietly, gratefully, because you have learned the art of healing. And you will breathe again. 5. The rebirth of the soul. When everything you've lived begins to bloom inside you. There comes a moment in every deep healing journey when the soul stops whispering and begins to sing. Not loudly, not dramatically, but clearly, like a soft melody rising from a place you had forgotten existed. For a long time, you walked through shadows, through silence, through the quiet chambers of your own heart. You shed old skins. You released memories that once clung like vines. You forgave not only others, but yourself. And now, slowly, gently, something new is taking shape within you. The moment light finds you. True healing does not end in silence, it ends in clarity. One morning, you simply wake up and the world looks different. Not because the external has changed, but because you have. The air feels lighter. The future no longer frightens you. The past no longer chains you. Your breath flows easily, as if your lungs finally remember their purpose. This is the moment when light enters not from the outside, but from within. It feels like warmth in the chest. like space in the mind, like peace behind the ribs. You realize you are no longer surviving, you are living. The soul after healing. Many people imagine healing as a return to who they once were. But you are not returning. You are evolving. The person you were before pain is gone, not lost, but transformed. You have new eyes now, a different heart, a wiser spine. You know what matters. You know what drains you. You know what strengthens you. You know what you will never accept again. This is sacred knowledge, earned, not given. Your scars are not evidence of suffering. They are evidence of survival. The integration. Healing is not the removal of pain, it is the integration of truth. You carry everything you've lived, the joy, the heartbreak, the silence, the longing, but you carry it differently now. Not as weight, but as wisdom. Not as wounds, but as wings. You no longer run from your past. You walk with it, side by side, in peace. There is power in that. A quiet power, a feminine, lunar, ancient power. The body in full healing. When the soul heals, the body follows. Suddenly, tension dissolves, muscles soften, breath deepens, sleep returns. Appetite returns. Desire returns. Movement becomes fluid. You walk differently, not proudly, but freely. The body remembers the moment the soul decided to stay. Healing is not only spiritual, it is physical. The body becomes a vessel again, not of pain, but of presence. Touch feels safe. Rest feels deserved. Stillness feels nourishing. You understand now, your body has never been your enemy. It was your protector. The return of desire. After deep healing, desire returns, not chaotic desire, but sacred desire. The desire to love, to create, to grow, to connect, to explore, to feel. Fear loosens its grip. You no longer apologize for wanting more from life. You no longer dim your own light to make others comfortable. There is a fire in you now, warm, steady, ancient. This fire does not burn, it illuminates. The inner union. One of the greatest gifts of healing is this: you become your own home. The masculine and feminine within you reconcile. Your strength softens, your softness strengthens, your intuition sharpens. Your boundaries solidify. You no longer abandon yourself. You no longer chase what does not nourish you. You no longer fear being alone. You no longer fear being seen. You belong to yourself first, beautifully, powerfully, unapologetically. The quiet rebirth. Rebirth is not dramatic. It is subtle. It happens in the way you breathe before speaking. In the way you pause before reacting. In the way you smile, not from joy alone, but from understanding. It happens when you look at your life and realize, I survived what I thought would break me. I became someone I am proud of. I am not the same, I am better. Not perfect, not untouchable, simply whole. The purpose revealed. Pain forces us inward, but healing pushes us outward. You begin to feel called toward something, a purpose, a path, a direction. It may be quiet at first, like a hum. But it grows. Your life begins to shape itself around authenticity. Around what feels true. Around what aligns with your heart's deepest rhythm. Purpose does not shout. Purpose beckons. And now, you are ready to answer. Closing. The bloom. In every mythology, in every ancient language, the rebirth of the soul is described with the same symbol, a flower opening. Not in springtime, not under perfect conditions, but after winter. You were that flower. You bloomed not despite the darkness, but because of it. And the universe, in all its vastness, whispers, you made it. You returned to yourself. You became the light you once sought. You stand now at the end of the healing journey, not finished, but transformed. Not empty, but open. Not broken, but reborn. Little pause to breathe. If what I shared in this video brought you comfort, your support can help me reach even more hearts. Your subscription, likes, and comments mean so much to me. Thank you in advance. This is your new beginning. And it is beautiful. In the quiet, something ancient awakens. Wounds become wisdom, tears become rivers, and the heart remembers its own light. Healing is not a destination, but a continuous unfolding. With each step, each breath, we come home to who we truly are. The path is sacred. The journey is ours. We are whole again. Today, we renewed our faith in our own body and soul. Together, we explored the ways to transform our hopes into a manifesto. Remember, life is whispering to you. When you dare to listen to your heart, the path begins to unfold. Until we meet again, stay with light in your heart. I'm Thelina, a fellow traveler walking under the same sky, toward the same dream.